Hey guys, that was Scott. Let's hear it for Scott, huh? Let's do it. Make the clapping sound. What a pleasure to see you fine people. Welcome to New York City. Are you enjoying the city so far, those of you visiting? Yeah? Pick the perfect time, man. Oh, do I love... Do you ever notice as you get older how short the interval becomes between, boy, I can't wait for summer, and fuck this shit? It lasts about 6 days now. New York in the summer is a little nasty, as you can tell. I left my apartment within 40 seconds. I looked like I'd escaped a Vietnamese POW camp. Just sweat stains and clumps of dirt in my hair. You know what I mean? Because it's not just the heat. It's like the car exhaust and the humidity, and it's like ricocheting off the buildings. It's just summer in New York is like a 3-month bath in urine and failure. Sort of how... It's a tense place, man. People rushing all over. Not me. I take my time. My feeling is sometimes you need to stop and smell the... whatever the fuck that smell is. I had an interesting thing happen earlier today. I was eating lunch at Panera. I don't want to brag, but I was. And this teenager walked by, and he had was just staring down at a broken skateboard. It was just like broken in half, and he was looking at it. And it just made my fucking day. God, it made me feel good. Oh. Listen, if you're a skateboarder, like, I don't want you to hurt yourself, but I do want things to go badly for you. I just don't like you. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing with skateboarders, it's the only thing that it seems like you can do where you are apathetic in motion. Do you know what I mean? Like, every other physical activity, you need to sort of exert yourself in some sort of obvious way. You need to pedal the bicycle or whatever. But when you're a skateboarder, you just zoom by at 30 miles per hour looking like this. Tell me you don't want to clothesline those fuckers when they come by. Tell me, here's something I've never seen in my life. Someone successfully complete a skateboard maneuver. Never seen it. Ever. Never. I mean, I see it on like the X Games, but just when you're at the fucking mall parking lot, it's just some kid, and he just gets on. All right, I hate that fucking kid. I hate that child I just invented. What else can I tell you about myself? I am married. There it is. Sorry, fellas. Some of you are wondering. It's okay. I'm wearing a white watch. Questions come up. And I give off a certain high school drama teacher vibe. I knew the minute I met my wife, I looked at her and I said, oh my God, that is the woman I'm going to spend the next 4 to 7 years with. Which I feel pretty confident about. I don't know about you guys. How many of you are from America? But how many of you are not from America? Let's put it that way. Okay, like, all right, like 8 of you and then maybe 5 more who didn't understand the question because you don't speak English. That's all right. It's amazing sometimes. You'll get people who come to the show and they'll tell you, like, I don't speak English. Okay, maybe a football game would have been more up your alley rather than something where knowing the language might come in handy. The Casey Anthony thing, are you guys familiar with that or whatever? Listen, I don't want to get into it, but I was devastated by the Casey Anthony verdict. Not really because I have opinion about the trial. I just knew it was going to be 3 more weeks of me having to hear about this shit from my wife. Just 3 more weeks of staring into the middle distance while she, like, rants about some fucking people that she doesn't know and will never know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is about women. They just seem to be... There's something about these sort of sordid trials that sort of agrees with women. Do you know what I mean? Like Casey, and they'll be like, oh, well, that was because it's a mother and a daughter. Nah, fuck you. You same shit about Joran Vandersloot and Scott Peterson and all that crap. There's something... And there's guys. Every once in a while, I'll meet a guy who's into, like, Casey Anthony. But he's a weirdo. Those are weird guys. Like, just like women, I'm sure you know one girl who's, like, into porn, and you're like, oh, okay, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, and you pretend that you don't think less of her for it, but you do, on some level. That's how I am when I meet a guy who gives a shit about Casey Anthony. And it really is kind of like porn, your interest in this kind of stuff. Because women's interest in trials is, you like that shit for the same reason men love pornography. Because in both cases, it's almost like you're kind of giving control over to the darkest, most primal parts of your brain. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know if you know, like, masturbation, it's a dark corner of a man's brain that he goes to. You know what I mean? It's not like the movies when people have sex and there's, like, giggling and there's, like, fun fucking Katrina and the Waves playing in the background and they're like, ha, we're having sex, isn't this fun? Not when you're masturbating at all. There is no frivolity at all. Generally, there's 2 modes for a guy who's masturbating. It's either, like, vicious determination or sad resignation. It's like, but there's no sunshine and fun involved. yeah, all right, woo-hoo, or something. And similarly, women, like it's sort of, how do I put it? Casey Anthony is your bang bus. Does that make sense? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you are a better person than every dude who's giggling right now. Because when you're into these show trials, you are giving over to the dark parts of a woman's brain, the part of a woman's brain that loves drama and betrayal and justice and judgment. Do you know what I mean? Like, women love to see, they want justice served. And I'm not making fun of you, because trust me, that is a much better impulse than the way men are. Like, men are, it's like, I either want to fuck it, destroy it, or run away. That's basically, those are the only impulses a man has. Fuck it, destroy it, or I'm out of here. That's it. Whereas, so, like, the whole justice thing, like, that's totally fine. But I just wish that you would understand that what you're doing is, like, dark and kind of gross. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, watch Nancy Grace or Jane Velez Mitchell or fucking Headline News all day long. Go on some shitty message board and comment in all capitals about, oh, George and Cindy, blah, 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 or start some Facebook vigil for Kaylee Anthony. But at least act like a man and have the dignity to be ashamed of yourself afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe my wife actually watches this shit with, like, the curtains open. Ew, ew. This is gross behavior. You should be, go ahead and watch all the trial shit you want, but I just think that you should then have to act like a man acts immediately when he's done masturbating. That's what you should do. The minute you shut off Nancy Grace, it should be like when a guy's done masturbating. It's just lay there for a few minutes and think about what you need to do that day, and think about how you really should probably go to the gym more often. Think about your life and all the ways it's turned out differently than you thought it was going to, all the petty little compromises you made along the way, how much a younger version of yourself would hate the person you've become now, right? That's what you think. But then you think to yourself, oh, well, fuck that younger version of myself. What the fuck did that kid know? He was some dumb idiot from the suburbs. He doesn't know what it takes to be like an adult in the real world, what it takes to survive financially and physically, much less morally, right? And when you think about it, aren't you kind of lucky when you look at all the people that have sort of fallen by the wayside, all the people who are more talented than you, and all the people who just didn't, the dice didn't roll the right way, all the people who have succumbed to drugs and alcohol and children and shit like that? Aren't you kind of lucky? Aren't you kind of kicking ass in the life department? That's what you think to yourself. But then you think, oh, isn't that what every sellout tells himself? Really? Are you just saying that so you can go to sleep at night? That's what you never know for sure. And then you should get up and clean yourself off with a dirty t-shirt and try to figure out if you can get away with going to work without showering. That's pretty much. That was the darkest thing you will hear on this show tonight. I'm going to tell a joke now, I promise. Yeah, I saw Christian Finnegan's last performance. I knew something was off. What should I tell? I'm trying to change my life. Here's my big strategy for the next year. I'm going to drink less by smoking more weed. That is my philosophy. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Kenny Rogers agrees. No, it's, I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your support. I've never been a pot smoker. This is a new world for me, but I've discovered this, that pot smokers are very supportive of you also smoking pot. Even though it has nothing to do with them whatsoever. I find that fascinating. Like, I love apple pie. I think it's delicious. But if you were to say to me, I had some apple pie last night, I wouldn't be like, yeah, eat more of that shit, man. We should all be having apple pie right now. Fucking crumble top, bitch, yeah. Dude, check out this piece of apple pie, man. You can see little flecks of cinnamon in it, dude. Check that shit out. I've always been scared of pot. I just feel like all the people in this world who could actually use to smoke a joint, like who could actually use that in their lives, never smoke pot. And all the people who do smoke pot really probably shouldn't. You know, you get that vibe like, oh, of all the people in the world, you don't need that in your life. You don't need to space out more. But I've always been scared of marijuana because the first time I ever smoked pot, I missed out on a threesome. I swear to you, this is true. A legitimate opportunity to have sex with two women at once. I was 20 years old, and I was like a goody two-shoes. I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. But I was dating this girl who was kind of a party chick, and I was at her apartment for a party, and somebody was like, hey, Finnegan, you smoke weed, right? And I'm like, oh, yes, I love marijuana cigarettes, absolutely. But I had no clue what to do with it. The guy handed me a joint, and I was just like licking it and chewing it. Like, am I supposed to like blow on it? Like, is it like bubbles or something? Like, what do I don't know what to. I was like, oh, this is very good marijuana. Yes, yes, yes. What year? But I must have done just enough that it actually had an effect, because she brought me into her bedroom and she shut the door and sat me on her bed. And then right as the room started to spin slightly, her and her incredibly hot best friend started making out like 3 feet in front of me. And I clearly remember looking at them and thinking, oh my God, they're totally making out. And this pillowcase is amazing. Because this is what potheads will not tell you. When you smoke marijuana, you lose the ability to differentiate that this is more interesting than this. Everything is equally fascinating when you're high. It's just like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, just fucking blown out of the waters. It's just like, your boobs, my thumb, it's all wonderful, yay! I want to thank the people who laughed at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. A high nerd ratio in the room. Whee! So I've been scared. I've been scared of marijuana ever since, because you never know when a threesome may present itself. You have to be ready for that at all times. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Pot. Fool me twice, and I must be smoking too much pot. But I'm married now, and I've discussed it with my wife. Apparently a threesome, not on the agenda anytime soon, and I said, fuck it, I'm smoking weed. Life is about choices, and she made hers. That's my opinion. But here's what I've discovered. When you are 38 years old, I know. When you are 38 years old, it is very difficult to acquire your first drug dealer. You never think about that, do you? You young fuckers, that shit just walks into your life. Like, you can't walk across the fucking quad without somebody trying to hand a dime bag. But when you're like an adult in the real world, like that shit, how do you initiate that kind of relationship? You know what I mean? Like, how do you meet your guy? How did you meet your guy, Kenny? How did you meet your guy? You are the guy, aren't you? You're the guy. You're like one of those dudes from like Humboldt who just has like acres of just pot. I fucking love this dude. I love this dude. Would you be my father, please? Could you? Please? Pretty please? People must think I'm a narc or something. I think part of it is I still refer to them as drug dealers. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anyone who smokes pot really has a drug dealer. You have a guy. Like, I gotta call my guy. I'm like, who is your marijuana salesman? Who is your sales rep? Because I would love to open an account. How do you meet your guy? It's a fucking mystery to me. I asked this one dude if he would introduce me to his guy, and he reacted like I asked if I could finger his wife. Like, he was just like, oh, not cool, dude, not cool. Oh. Is that a weird metaphor? I'm not sure. For the record, I've never asked anyone if I could finger his wife. Well, while we're on the subject, buddy. No, that was awkward. This comes off. No, but nobody will hook me up with their guy. I swear, this one dude is like, listen, man, no offense, just my guy, he has to get to know you first. I thought, well, that is adorable. I love a career criminal who plays hard to get. Should I arrange a carriage ride through Central Park? Maybe a nice dinner, play some fucking Sade in the background? Like, how much time and energy do I need to spend with your degenerate before I'm worthy of his services? He's like, I'll tell you what you gotta do, man. You gotta start hanging out at my apartment, then he'll come over and he'll meet you. I was like, yeah, see, that's a problem. I don't want to hang out with you. There's gotta be a way for me to start smoking pot without hanging out with people who smoke pot, okay? I don't want to sit in your shitty apartment on your futon with Cool Ranch Dorito crumbs stabbing me in the back while the Big Lebowski plays for the 3rd time this week and you practice your fucking didgeridoo for an hour. That's not... Dude, I'm getting really good. All right, people, it's time for me to get the F out of D. You have more comedy coming up, and it's going to be good. I looked at the lineup. You're very fortunate, people. Do you know how good the rest of the show is? I'll tell you. If laughter truly is the best medicine, you people all better have AIDS, because these people... I phrased that poorly. But the point is, thank you and have a good night. Bye-bye.